Hey, it's John and Rachel with the YaJagoff Podcast, and we could not have picked a better day for TRAF. We call it TRAF in the industry, the Three Rivers Arts Festival. Sarah will tell us all the right things we're supposed to say, like who it's presented by and who the presenting sponsors are, that good stuff. But for right now, to us, it's TRAF, and this is the behind the scenes of Facebook Live because we love the fact that this is our video component, and you love to see the craziness. It's really not crazy. It's just the little nuances that happen behind the scenes, right? Like no one ever crazily drops a bad word or trips and falls, or there's no fights. Like it's nothing like that. It's just kind of seeing the silly faces we make and how it all kind of comes together.
Right. Sometimes we get caught going to the bathroom. Like someone walks
There you
off
go.
and we're like, okay, 5 minutes go by, and we start chatting
wait.
about stuff. But either way, it's Saturday. It's the second day of TRAF.
Yep.
And that's why we're down here. And we are down here is 8th and Penn, 8th and Liberty. 8th and Liberty, actually.
No, 8th and Penn.
8th
Yeah,
and Penn
he had
and
it right the
Fort Duquesne
first time.
in between.
Yeah.
That's right.
As a typical Pittsburgher, it's next to the Goodyear on
We're kind of
Fort Duquesne
behind
Boulevard.
it, right? It's sort of
Yeah.
behind it,
Right.
yeah. And that helps because we didn't know what to expect coming down here, and we'll talk about it when we actually start the podcast. But for Facebook Live world, it's beautiful outside. Get outside. But if you're just kind of acclimating to your morning, this is the behind the scenes of the YaJagoff Podcast. You ready?
Right. Summer means festivals, outdoor events, and community collabs with Rorick Honda. Expect a pop-up parking lot event in June, the return of Little Italy Days, and Pierogi Fest.
To name a few. Plus, you need a way to get to all of the fun. So stop by our Bloomfield location and snag the vehicle that works for you. As always, visit rorickhonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. And John, now we start the YaJagoff Podcast from
8th and Penn and Fort Duquesne behind the Goodyear.
This is a cool stage.
All right, so this is the YaJagoff Podcast, and we are at TRAF. We're celebrating the fact that it's how many years now, Sarah?
63.
How about
63.
that?
It just
63.
rolls off. Yeah.
3. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, the backyard. I couldn't
We're
remember
at
the name of the stage.
backyard stage, which this is one of how many stages?
3. One of 3 weekend stages, yeah.
Okay, nice. So this is where we're going to be, and this is where you should be sometime over the next 10 days. But this is the YaJagoff Podcast, and if you're listening for the very first time, we ask that you subscribe to it now on the Anchor app, or you can go get it right from our Q929 page.
John, it rolled right off your tongue.
How about that?
We've been practicing. So if you didn't hear, well, first of all, thank you to everyone. I feel like it's been a week-long Academy Awards ceremony, like since we posted about it. Everyone has been so gracious and so kind, and we really appreciate all the kind words. As Zach Zabo told us, we literally saw one negative comment, and we'll take it. It wasn't that bad.
I meant to print the one comment out where so Josh Axelrod, our friend, wrote a very nice article about it, and there was one comment from anonymous 5799355550 and said,
you know him.
I do.
and said they're probably
They.
either doing it for free or paying for the airtime. And I
Guess
thought,
what?
Oh.
It's neither.
So the
You-
funny part is we hide behind the word anonymous. I mean, most people are more creative, like Riley Cat or
Right,
Cute
right.
Kitty 575.
You always
Yeah.
use cat references. I'm telling Sue Kerr.
Anyway, so there was one negative comment. So, yes, you can find us on Q929 starting this week, 7 to 10 p.m. We will be live. We will be in the studio trying to press the right buttons.
Yeah, so check it out because we're excited.
Yeah.
We just want to hear from you because
So what
it's all
was
about
on the
Pittsburgh.
blog here?
Well, once again, listen, as I was acclimating for the 92.9 turnover, John wrote all of the blog posts this week. So this one I thought was interesting because, as you know, I'm on the school board. John always laughs that I drop this, but I'm on a school board. It's North Hill School Board. And John actually wrote about, yikes, the superintendent, do as I say, not as I do. It was not my superintendent, thank God.
Oh, dear.
But that was craziness that there was shenanigans in a parking lot. And they basically were like, well, we didn't know anybody was around. That was the answer.
That was the answer? Someone's
Right.
always around.
Oh,
let me tell
don't
you.
do it.
That's the whole thing, isn't there? There are 9 million Ringer doorbell thingies that are capturing video. There are
Always.
video cameras
Oh,
everywhere.
my God.
Yeah, and
you
and
didn't
you know
know?
what I tell my boys, which sidebar, if you guys ever do want a fight or bad words dropped in your backstage, we'll just invite the A-team down. We'll get it. Not a problem. But I tell them all the time, I'm like, someone will see you and they know your mama. I promise you,
Correct.
someone will see you
Correct.
and they know your mom. They know the Jags know your mom.
Somehow.
Like,
It's a true
gonna
story.
get back. So before you before you tackle your brother in public and call him an effing a-hole, think about
Look at Paige's face.
Think about the side eye and the consequences and how you're going to be so sad that you don't have your Nintendo Switch for a week, Superintendent.
We always have Sarah.
Also, like,
You think we have Sarah Aziz on to talk about Traff? This is where she vents about her children.
It's true. I do that also. But I feel like that superintendent needed a little Mama Sarah Aziz.
I mean,
like,
listen.
No one told him.
In Rachel's terms, God love him for being that age and still wanting to be, Randy. And but
God love him.
Come on,
Did
be
I
a
say
little,
that?
but no, God love him.
God love him.
God
Okay.
love
And
him.
so, but on the other hand, come on, a parking lot of an apartment building.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and the other one
So that was
was
on the
there was.
blog.
Well, wait. Let
Hit
me.
the blog for the deets on that, you guys.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Let me introduce this real quick, but you could take it because one of my biggest pet peeves is adding the S's to things, especially
Aldi's.
drives me nuts.
Yep.
It is GT Aldi. I don't get it, but go ahead, John. So Aldi or Aldi's Peters Parker.
Yeah, I mean, someone drove up and literally took 2 parking spaces, like a twofer special, but
Twofer.
like not even kind of like right down the middle. If you would put the parking line, it would go right. It would split the car in half. That's how good they were at taking 2 spaces.
Were they holding a space for a friend? Was it a situation where like these 2
That's a
really
really good
good
point.
spaces are here and I'm gonna take them both and then
John,
pull
that's
out
good.
and let my
Sarah,
jag
I think
pal.
you should be an attorney for this person, but the fact is, the defense should be, I had a parking chair. That's how I hold a spot. And
I
that's
mean,
true.
legit. Where was your parking chair, sir?
That's so
I
funny.
agree.
All right, and this is John comes up with some really good headlines because we've been tasked with headlines lately. A job for skinny jeans hit us.
Right. So this is cool because the picture was taken as the YaJagoff was getting out of his car.
Yes.
Because he had pulled on you. There's no way, unless you had your skinny jeans on, you were going to get into the driver's side of the car he parked next to.
Yep.
Oh, right,
So he's
right.
standing there on his phone, completely unaware that he's jammed up the other car. So that's the blog. See,
That's when you
that's
like
why
suck in and you.
I love
But
the
listen,
blog.
can we say how funny mine was 2 weeks ago when we talked about Shakira and I said the hips don't lie because you couldn't get through. My hips could not get through. Come on, that
blog
was
is
good. I mean,
good,
John
you
is
guys.
good, but you know.
But
anyway.
people should read the blog.
Read the blog.
Right.
That's the
Fine.
bottom
And again,
line.
follow us
Listen,
on Q929.
I could have Sarah Aziz on seriously every week, and I'm not just saying that. I've said it before. It's been, 4 years that we've had her on to
Like
talk about
7.
the amazing things that go on through the Cultural Trust. Traff obviously being one of them, but there's so many amazing programs that the Cultural Trust is responsible for. But right now, we're talking about the fact that we don't have a meteorologist on because it's sunny.
Sunny.
And it is so many years, and it's a new beginning.
It really is. We've got a fresh new footprint
it.
in the cultural district this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome, first of all,
Well,
obviously.
hey, thanks for having me.
Always. Sarah, we didn't
favorite.
know what to expect, as John was saying, like in the beginning, where we came past, the good year. Because, it's like, oh, it's on the corner of, or the stage is located here. And you really don't know until you see it. Amazing. It's the backyard stage. So for me, it's across from my husband's old union hall, 1020.
Yep.
That's a total
That's
user
real.
statement.
Isn't
right
that
there.
funny?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yep.
that funny? But I can't believe just how you guys utilize the space. Talk about, I don't want to use the word challenge because everything's a challenge, right? You have to figure things out. But talk about how different it was this year and how you pivoted to kind of make that change.
Okay, if it was not 9:45 a.m., I would tell you had to take a shot because we do not use the word pivot
Same.
anymore.
Same.
So you
Same.
owe me a shot.
I would do it.
Number one. But yeah, we found out that the park, the DCNR that runs the Point State Park, changed their rules and regulations, and not just for Point State Park,
Right.
but for all the state parks. And their rules now are any event can't be in there longer than 7 days. So again, it wasn't specific to our festival. It was just a change that they made to keep their park and preserve their resources, and it was just a choice that
Right.
their management made. Now,
And to your point, and this is me adding my opinion and sort of speaking for a lot of people, right? It sucks because we all love it and we want to see it and we want to be there. But it is what it is. it's just what you need to do, right?
Yeah, and you know, there's lots of things that you can do. It is a state-run park, so you know you can write to your governor. You can do all of those kinds of things. But in the short term, you know, we had a choice that we could either adjust our festival to be 3 days in Point State Park, because it takes 3 days to set up and 2 days to take down the festival. So for 7 days, we could have a 3-day festival. And we decided, you know, it was really in the best interest of the festival to keep it 10 days. It is a 10-day festival. The amount of artists that we bring in, not only in the tents, but also on the stages, you know, even if you go back to back to back on the stages, you're presenting, you know, a third of the number of musicians. And we love the Arts Festival as sort of a platform for local musicians, and then also an opportunity to bring in national acts that are usually, I like to say, they're either escalator up or escalator down, right?
Oh,
because
we
are a nonprofit, right? And it's free.
Right.
It's 10 days of free music and art. So we don't have ticket revenue to kind of offset the cost. So we've got to stick to our budget. And we've got great headliners this year, and last year we presented Celise as one of our headliners, and she's now on a national tour with Brandi Carlile. So, you know, that's the kind of acts that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I saw her, and now she's like really big. And we love to do that with local musicians as well. And so a 3-day festival just wasn't in the best interest of our festival. So
plus you also have the artists that make crafts, and they come in
the
for
vendors,
3 days and they go out.
They
you know, that
do,
kind of thing.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, even with that footprint, let me tell you, we have so many advisory boards. We've got a really solid staff. We've got so many folks that, I mean, we talk to you guys, we talk to the PDP, we talk to so many people of, you know, what was going to be in the best interest of Pittsburgh, of the artists, of, you know, those were our main, and then the guests, you know, those were our three, you know, objectives. And I saw Rich Fitzgerald, County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, was down here yesterday.
Sarah, I call him Ace.
Ace. I'm going to do that henceforth.
I'll send it to Amy. She'll appreciate it, but go ahead.
That's the best. But he said, yeah, use me. He said, this is great. I think this is great. The economic impact for all of the restaurants and stores downtown is going to be exponential. The other way you can know where you are is you're right across from the Eagle. There's this great restaurant, the Eagle. And we named it the Backyard because it's the backyard of the Benedum Center. We're right behind the Benedum Center. So those are all different ways that you can kind of remember where you are. Or you can remember that we were here when it was cold and gray, and we had a giant 50-foot rabbit.
Yep.
Everyone remember?
Kind of like right where we are. Yeah.
So it's so hard to believe that was 6 months ago. That 6 months ago, this was like a pretty broken parking lot. And now, you know, we've got this eco grass and some nice gravel. And that side over there, with the tent, or not the tent, right now it's a stage for Streb. But it'll be artist market. The second half of the festival, that'll be more artist tents. And then we have public art planned for the rest of the summer. The backyard's going to be open through the end of September. So we've got 2 gallery crawls in between now and then. Lots of other events happening. So many local performers on here. Jazz, the Jazz Live series is going to be here Tuesday.
Starting Tuesday when this is released.
Yeah.
Jazz starts.
Yeah,
how cool is that?
Jazz starts. We'll have Liz Wright on the main stage, another jazz artist, but the Jazz Live programming will start here and run straight through the end of September. And there's concessions here right now. It's festival concessions, but consistent all summer. We're going to have one consistent food vendor, one consistent beverage vendor, and then an additional food truck that'll kind of change out. We really are trying to look at the Allegheny Overlook and the success that they had last summer and emulate that. So we've been in close contact with our pals Jeremy and Russell and their whole teams over at the PDP, and they're giving us all their secret sauce.
They're so smart too.
They're
such
so
smart people. Go ahead,
So
Sam.
as we go forward, as far as the Traff portion of it, What are your suggestions? You know, people knew their patterns. They would park on the north side, walk across the Fort
for
Duquesne
sure.
Bridge, or they'd park over in Station Square, walk across. So do you have suggestions as far as parking and access? They could still use the same access. Actually, other than the Roberto Clemente Bridge is closed, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. So other than the Roberto Clemente Bridge is closed, same access. And we've got a great app called Park PGH. You can go on the Park PGH app. It'll give you real-time garage availability and rates. And some of the garages, not all of the garages, but some of the garages will let you reserve your parking. So you can say, like, I want a spot in this garage.
How cool is that?
And then you just set your GPS to that garage. And
I didn't know that.
And you
That's
and you don't have to think about it. So what we don't want folks to do, I hate when people are like, oh my God, there was so much traffic because there was a pirate game and there was this thing at the Benedum and there was the festival and there was, whatever. Like, how great is it that we live in a city where there's a pirate game and a thing in the Benedum and a 10-day festival? Like, I get it, the traffic can be frustrating. But if you plan for it, if you make a plan, we've got a bike valet down here. If you live anywhere, what a great,
How about
beautiful,
that? They have a BV.
We've got great a BV. If you live anywhere close to the trails, the bike valet is right across Fort Duquesne in the Riverside Park. So just ride down the trails. You can put your bike in the valet. It's staffed by our friends at Bike PGH. They'll tune up your bike.
Stop it.
Wow.
No
Joke.
Stop it.
They will.
That is so cool.
They'll check the air in your tires. They'll, make sure
But
that
Sarah,
you're running
it sounds
safe.
like you guys have done your homework, right? So to even go, that many layers, I think, to John's point, every year you notice something different. Oh, we noticed this tradition or this habit or this trend. So how do we change that for the next year? That had to be quite the undertaking, considering you changed the complete footprint, had to reinvent it essentially, and now you have these other little a la carte options that are amazing. So you're right. It's like, how can you not come down here?
I think you really should. I mean, it's 10 days of free music and art. Like, I just keep saying that over and over again, that this is when people are like, oh, what other festivals do you look at for inspiration? Or I have to go to so many different festivals because there's really not another festival that does what we do. Like, there's so many great arts and crafts festivals, fine art, fine craft, that kind of thing. There's so many great music festivals. There's lots of great, public art festivals that have like big, engaging public art. But to have all of those things for free, doesn't happen in this country. It happens in Europe, frankly, but it doesn't happen in the States. And so we're so lucky to live in this city that values the art so strongly that, we couldn't do it. You mentioned our sponsors earlier. This is Dollar Bank's 21st year as our presenting sponsor. Like, their dedication is really incredible. And they're just, one of many sponsors. We've got the Giant Eagle Creativity Zone. Giant Eagle's been supportive for a number of years. So many all the foundations is the other reason that we live in the city, with the Heinz Foundation and the Pittsburgh Foundation, so many other great foundations, that's why we're able to do these things. And I think most people don't realize that. They don't know
it's
that.
True.
But,
right.
I lived in New York for 15 years. And so when I would see these things, I'm like, how can they do that? And then they're like, oh, they've got RK Mellon money. And you're like, oh.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, that's a good point.
For those that are familiar with the old place, I come down, and this stage is basically the main stage, right?
It's not.
It's not.
No.
The main stage is where?
It's at 9th and Penn.
Okay.
It's okay. People need to know. It's at 9th and Penn. So, Pittsburgh geography.
Yep.
It's where Nikki's Tie is.
Yes.
It's the corner of where 9 on 9 used
Got
to
it.
be.
To me.
Right.
Used to.
That's
the
the
used
key,
to be's are
right?
so fantastic.
9 on 9 used to be. But seriously, like, insider tip, get a table at Nikki's Tie outside at 7 p.m. it's like VIP seating.
Oh,
Do you feel like
nice,
she's
nice.
a walking app?
I know.
I'm like, I know where I'm going. I'm going to
It's
Nikki's
the
Time, getting my bike.
Download Sarah on the App Store. Right. And then for those who used to like to walk through the Gateway Center area of all the vendors, where will they
Yeah.
find that now?
Great question.
So that is a great question. So we sort of spread the artist market out a little bit more because we love Gateway Center, and we are hoping at some point to be able to get back to Gateway Center. It's such a beautiful, place in the city, but it got real crowded.
Yeah.
The tents were right on top of each other, and you were kind of shuffling. You were like, "Oh, I want to go in." So they're a little.
And there
more
were
spread
dogs
out.
interacting with buggies and
It was a lot.
strollers.
It was
a lot.
So we've got a little more space now. We're on streets which are wider. So 9th Street Artist Market, Penn Avenue between 9th and 7th Artist Market. On the weekends, 7th Street Artist Market. The parking lot across from the Benedum Center. So again, at 7th, kind of between 6th and 7th on Penn, Artist Market. Then if you go down 7th to Fort Duquesne, there's this other artist market over here at Fort Duquesne and 8th. So it's very walkable. It's really, 2 square blocks. And the stages are in that footprint. And then there's just artist market throughout the entire footprint.
Is that a favorite piece? Because I want to actually cue our next guest to come on to kind of talk with Sarah. I'm going to say it right, Rainey, because you know what's funny? I said to Sarah when he introduced himself, as Pittsburghers, we just said Ranny, because that's what it looks like. But I said, thanks for the phonetic. And then I go, this is Ranny. It's Rainy.
It's rainy.
Oh,
So
God.
Sarah,
I want to talk to him about that.
Before we bring on our guest, so Sarah, tell us in like 4 minutes, 3 minutes or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Tell us,
Time.
Sarah Aziz from the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust, tell us all about what's happening at TRAF this year. Sum it all up.
We've got 10 days of free music and art. When this airs on Tuesday, June 7th, we'll have Liz Wright on the main stage, followed by Betty Smith on Wednesday. Thursday is a huge night with Dirty Dozen Brass Band, followed by Eric Krasner's in the Assembly, and then Devin Allman Project. Friday is Nick Lowe and Low Supernaturals. Saturday's Goody Mob with CeeLo Green. CeeLo's coming. And we're going to wrap it up on Sunday with Femi Kuti and the Positive Force. Femi Kuti is Fela's son. Y'all might know Fela. Does not tour, does not do concerts, is on his way to Bonnaroo, and we got him for this free gig, and I could not be. That is my must-see. Everyone's like, if you have to pick one, and I hate to pick favorites because it hurts my heart, but Femi Kuti and the Positive Force, that's my pick. The website is trustarts.org/TRAF. That's for Three Rivers Arts Festival, or TRAF for the insiders. So trustarts.org/TRAF. You'll get all the information.
That's such a Rachel. You love initials.
I do love initials.
Yeah, acronyms.
It's
It's
like,
good.
wait,
It's
it's not
good.
initials. It's not
So all the info is there. The lineup's there. The artists are there. If you want to know, hey, is my favorite jewelry maker there? You can find that. But the other thing that I did want to mention about moving up to the Cultural District is the number of indoor venues that are in such closer proximity. All of our galleries are right here. Rainey's coming on to talk about Pittsburgh Playwrights because we're right here by the Trust Arts Education Center. And so we really do have theater as part of the Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival this year, which is so exciting. That's
awesome.
all the things.
you're
There's
like
funnel cake
thumbs
and
up,
gyros.
thumbs down. There's funnel cake and gyros. Oh my gosh. Does it get any more Pittsburgh? Not at all. We need like a pierogi gyro.
They always say like food makes the wedding reception, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Funnel cakes and gyros.
But we need like a pretzel jello
Pittsburgh
salad, funnel cake, and a pierogi gyro in order to make it yinzer. Agreed?
Agreed.
All right, we'll make
Agreed.
that happen. Sarah, question of the day before we start to talk to Rainey. So, and it's funny because it's the perfect segue from what we were just talking about. So, as you met Paige, she's
Paige.
been coming up with our questions of the day, and they've been fantastic. But I changed it because, here's the reason why. Because we're at the festival, and this is like the festival of all festivals, and it's kind of kicking off festival season in Pittsburgh.
It's kicking off summer.
It's kicking off summer. That's exactly right. So with it being festival season, what is your festival vice? that bad for you item that you just have to have. As I'm sitting here looking at chocolate covered strawberry shortcake fudge, ice cream chocolate covered strawberry, funnel cakes, Mediterranean specials, gyros, strudel. I mean, it runs the gamut, Sarah. What's your vice?
My ice cream.
Is it really?
It is.
Okay.
It's ice cream. It's ice cream, and the ice cream here is good. But let's be honest, I walk 2 blocks over to Millie's.
Oh, Millie's is so amazing. We were just talking about.
And also the milkshake
Sarah.
factory is also another 2 blocks. So,
Yeah.
I walk and then I'm like, oh, look, I got an extra 250 steps. I should get a milkshake.
It's very smart. My oldest son and I always have a battle because I do love Millie's. He loves Milkshake Factory, and we live in the North Hills, and they have one actually in the North Hills.
Yeah.
So it's a little more accessible than. We're being lazy, but nonetheless, I like Millie's.
I don't
You can't
wanna
decide.
choose.
You can't decide.
I don't have to.
You don't have to.
I can have both. It's a 10-day festival.
You
I'm
all
down
get an
here
award.
every day. I can have both over the
Yes, you
course
can.
of my festival. See, if this was a 3-day festival, I'd have to choose.
That's right. There's
10
another
days,
reason. Yes.
10 days, there's enough time for high-calorie dairy.
Yeah. I love it. Sarah, I'm going to let you introduce our next guest. But before we do, I want to make sure that everybody understands this is not just, while it's a focus on art in general, this is a family-friendly opportunity for people to really get to know Pittsburgh. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah. I just think
Agreed.
people need to understand, it is summertime. As parents, I say this a lot. As parents, it's so easy to say, oh, just go read a book, or let's figure out what this, workshop might be. But ultimately, things like this can be really helpful because it's family activity and you're really teaching them as you go.
Yeah, for sure. You're so many lessons
Yeah.
to be learned. That's another podcast. I'll come back and talk about.
All right, there you go. It's
lessons
another
learned.
podcast.
We need to invite her kids on without
Oh my
her,
God.
so.
All right.
Oh my
so
God,
who's
you
to your
should
left?
invite my kids on without
Who's
me.
to your
That'd be
left?
Hilarious.
Get it right because I didn't once.
Rainey, I can't remember your last name though, so
I
that's
just
embarrassing.
go by Rainy.
It's
Rainey.
Rainy.
He just
It's
goes
like
by
the
Rainey.
four,
See,
the
It's
prince.
rainy, like
I
it's a
just-
rainy day. It's rainy season.
It's rainy,
Yes.
man.
Oh, wow.
Hallelujah.
Nope,
I'm
not
sorry,
that.
Rainey.
Not that.
I'm sorry.
Not that. Oh man, he went with it. See,
I'm
He's
so
your friend.
sorry
I'm
that
not
that's
your
your
I
first
apologize
impression of
for that.
John. Yeah.
Okay, you ready to scream?
Ready.
Yes.
I hate ice cream.
Oh no,
Rainey, it was so
Rainey,
great talking to you.
I will eat yours.
gotta go.
It's cool.
Get out.
It's cool. Wait, Rainey, do you eat meat?
Yes, I do.
You eat my portion of meat, and I'll eat
Okay,
your portion
okay.
of ice cream.
Sarah,
Okay,
you're
okay.
good. You're like the negotiator.
I am.
Yes,
I'm a
right?
diplomat.
Kevin Spacey, right?
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Rainey, it
good.
is such a pleasure to meet you.
Well,
And
likewise.
Yeah.
Rainey, you're the interesting part that everybody thinks of coming down here to the vendors and buying earrings and jewelry. And then, there's paintings, maybe some sculptures, some Dave DiCello photographs. But you're a completely different part of the arts festival, right? So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about what you're doing
We're
here.
the Pittsburgh Playwright Theater Company's Theater of Black and White. And it's a festival they've had for years. And the original concept was black playwrights, white directors, white playwrights, black directors. Now it's a catalyst for a variety of cultures. And it just kept its title. But we have 6 plays, 5 emerging playwrights, 1 piece by the legendary August Wilson to close out the festival that I'm performing.
What? All right.
Yeah, and we cover everything from a mourning family. We have a kitty cat who's a YouTube internet sensation.
Oh my
We
gosh.
have a couple a burgeoning romance over a fence. We have customs and cultural differences with one cast. So you get the whole gamut of our humanity, especially of Pittsburgh's humanity, because it's all focused by Pittsburgh playwrights in the run of a festival. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless
I know. That was perfect timing. That is remarkable. 2 things I got from that. One, its growth has obviously helped grow culture, correct?
Yes.
I mean, I love hearing that because so often we talk about, are we getting better? Are we more welcoming as a city? Are we being educated on how we can all, no matter what we are, be better at being culturally diverse and educated again? Hearing you say that it started as this and now we have more people involved makes my heart happy. Is that how you feel?
Yes, definitely, and I think it's bifurcated in the sense that you got it happening. It's
Yes.
physically happening. You
Right.
got all these different diverse people working together,
Right.
working with diverse scripts. So, it day in and day out, you're watching things happen as as a village working
Right.
together. Someone's doing lights and running over to help and getting a look at a scene, and the actors are helping move sets. It's just a whole village festival. You're catching in things from the script and watching the readings and watching it shape and come. You miss a day, you come back and it's something completely different. They've collaborated with the playwright and he's added a scene, taken out a scene because of inspiration that an actor's done or someone's comment from
Sure.
sound booth or whatever, and it.
Simple
watch
day-to-day things.
Yeah, you watch
Yes.
it take shape, and it's really something special.
It's like watching somebody write a song, maybe, but you're watching write an entire play, I guess,
Correct,
right? But
correct.
So how will people consume this during the arts festival? Are there specific places, or are there times that things are repeated? Being a total yinzer, though, if I'm down here with my kid in my stroller and it's 90 degrees, I'm going, where do I go see this, right? Because it's inside and I can charge my
It's
phone,
true, though.
right?
Yes.
But the fact is that where can people watch this and what times and things like that?
It's over by the Cultural Trust. It's 805 Liberty Avenue. The times are throughout the week, 6 p.m. and 3 p.m. 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. on the weekends, 6 p.m. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
Question. You're
Yes.
not from Pittsburgh.
I'm not from Pittsburgh. I'm from Florida.
Florida, yes, because we had a little discussion prior.
Rainey, I'm going to switch out Mike with you for a second because
Oh.
I'm feeling this. There you go.
Whenever
Thank
he
you.
hears a kind of, watch, John, you're going to trip. There you go. See, this is the fun. This is behind the scenes. John's
There we go.
now wrapped
Nice.
up.
All right, cool. I was hearing a scratch.
So, not being from Pittsburgh and you're playing the part of August Wilson. Is that what you said?
No, I'm doing a piece that he wrote called The Janitor.
Okay. What impact does August Wilson have on someone not from Pittsburgh?
Oh, man. My career intersected with Mr. Wilson in 1995.
Okay.
I played Bono in the Crosstown Repertory Theater in Gainesville, Florida's production of Fences.
Okay.
And from that, being a Amiri Baraka fan, who was one of August's inspirations,
Yes.
I went on to read the early version of Jitney, which is different than the current
Yes,
version.
I just read that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I just immediately became a fan.
I
Yeah.
love hearing people because let's face it, we claim you, right? If we're here, we're like August Wilson because we're here and we're so proud of the fact. But to hear someone else appreciate it who's not from Pittsburgh, to truly say like, these are the amazing things that this person has done to me is just so amazing.
He's given me, he's been a huge addition to my career. I've done 8 of the 10.
Oh, wow.
And I've done piano lesson 3 times. And
Which 2 are you missing?
I'm missing.
Good
I was
question.
cast as King Hetley II, but I had a conflict, so I couldn't do it. So I haven't done King Hetley II, and I haven't done Joe Turner's Come and Gone. But
Okay.
I've done the other yet, the 8.
And compare all
so
of those.
wait, we have to
Sarah's
do a
not
little
done.
shout out
Shout
to
out.
any directors, producers out there, national, international. The Jags get all around. Rainey has not done King Hetley II or Joe Turner's Come and Gone. So get on it. He's available.
We're
Get
on
on
it.
it.
Maybe we
Casting.
should
We are
produce
on
it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should produce it and hire
Pittsburgh
Rainey to
version.
be in it.
There you go.
Right.
Carry
Your
on.
turn.
As you're going through all of those plays, what are the common threads that you see, and then why do you like? How are they all different? Although despite they've been all written by the same person.
Right. As a proud Wilsonian,
Wilsonian.
Yeah. He packs such a powerful poetic language. He somehow takes colloquialism and then run it through his filter of poetry, and it comes back out representing these lives and these characters and the community of the Hill District extremely well. It's almost like you're in a dream state when a cast gets flowing with it. I love that. I love the fact that he's connected some of the stories, but they're different in the sense that August seemed to challenge himself maybe a little bit to get back at some of his early critics by doing absolutely different genres. If you pay attention to the plays, you have a ghost story, you have a mystery, you have almost a Western in Joe Turner. So he just pulled back and said, and then, he wrote something like Fences when they said he couldn't focus and make a powerful character, and then he made Troy Maxon one of the most powerful characters in the last half century of theater. So But mostly, I think he challenged himself to write these different stories, but keep the vernacular of the Hill District, and so that's the common thread.
Okay,
yeah,
that's really
I
interesting.
could talk to him for hours.
I know, right?
You have
This kind of
such a
I don't. If I had a
way.
porch, I'd invite you over and we could have some drinks.
I have a
and we would
porch.
talk
Be glad he
about-
doesn't have a porch.
don't have a
He'll
porch.
sing "Raining Men." I
don't
mean,
need
no
a
one wants
porch.
to hear.
Invite me over, man.
Just come to the backyard.
Yeah,
do it,
right,
yeah.
right.
Just hang out here in the
Let's do it.
backyard.
Do it right here on
Totally
Pen and
fine,
A.
yeah.
I listen. I'm not kidding. A conversation could go on. Rainey, you are a poet, a playwright, a screenwriter, a songwriter, a singer, and a pianist. You have also gained the title of Best International Poet. Wow.
Yeah.
What is that? So, for people who aren't, I don't want to say poetry is not as popular because it is. I love anytime there's an open mic and people come on, that kind of thing. But it's a unique art. Why poetry?
I don't know. Why me? Why
Yeah.
it chose me?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff I do in the performing arts, because I'm kind of like Tiger Woods' girlfriends all over the place.
Okay.
I've done since I was like 12. I
Yeah,
just,
it was
I
just always-
Yeah, I got to say, I've had parents who didn't come from a performing arts world, but
Okay.
as the youngest of 9 kids, just they encouraged me and my siblings. Said, "What do you want to do?" That was a question we were asked very early.
Yeah.
What do you want to? I mean, sat down and
Sure.
what
Oh,
do you
wow.
want to do? And I found acting. I was dancing. I can't do it as well as I used to with these groceries, but dancing, comedy, all at a very early age, and I've kept doing them through the years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So once
Wow,
again, remind
inspirational.
everybody, your part is for people to see plays in action here during the TRAF.
Yes.
And remind everybody again, it's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock
during the week.
Wednesday through Sunday,
Mhm.
and then there's a 3 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, and they can find out more at trustarts.org.
Yeah,
Does
I
it
love
so
it.
well.
So, and what do we actually? Are you directing all of this, or you're in some
I'm
of
the
it?
coordinator of the festival, and
Okay.
then I'm directing one play by Charles Denk called Miles to Go. It's an interesting jazz piece, which I'm
Ooh.
always glad to jump in anything regarding jazz. Yeah.
Same.
And
Yeah.
then I perform The Janitor, written by August Wilson.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when is that one?
Well, tonight it's at 6 o'clock.
There you go.
I feel like we
But
need to
they
go back.
alternate the program, so make sure to go and check on the website. We would love for people to come and see both, but if you're looking for a particular one, go on the website and make sure it lines up with the time.
Do they have to
Okay,
reserve
great.
a spot because it's limited, or
No,
and it's masked though? You wear a mask.
Wear
right?
a mask, and you want to have your proof of vaccination.
Okay.
I don't think they're checking it at the door, but just in case the policy change, the
Sure.
protocol changes
Sure.
in the next 24 to 48
Be
hours.
prepared.
Yeah, exactly. As we
But
all
they-
have to do. But
Sure.
you wear the mask to come in, and
it's first come, first serve.
first
then?
come,
First
first
come,
serve.
first
Okay.
serve, yeah.
First come,
Yeah.
first serve.
Okay.
Capacity is
For the behind
roughly
the s-
60, so don't sleep on it. Don't
Right,
show up
right.
at 5:58.
Where's my
'cause
seat?
you
This is
might-
for me. Did you see her look at me out of the corner of her eye?
just a little,
She's like,
you
run it back.
know.
I know you want to come.
And Rainey
I know
is
you
a
do.
total insider at this point, but don't ask him for parking instructions. Don't ask him for any. Don't ask
He
him
is
for
a Dolphins
don't-
fan, but he
right.
likes Dan Marino, so he's safe in
Right.
Pittsburgh.
Just yeah.
Good to know.
Good to know. Good to know. So it is such a pleasure. Where can people follow you specifically?
You can follow me at itsrainy.com. That's itsraenney.com, or on Instagram, Chocolate Gandalf.
Love it.
Chocolate Gandalf.
I'm on it. You will see a Jagoff following you.
That's
real
a good
soon.
Instagram name. I like that.
That's
I
great.
feel bad. Like
No,
I feel
it's-
bad that we're stuck with you, Jagoff, at this point.
Well, and you know that the term Jagoff was coined here in Pittsburgh, just so
No,
you
I didn't
understand.
know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's sort of, just to give you a brief explanation, it's a slang term where people go, yeah, Jagoff, if you cut us off in traffic, or, you've seen the road rage, I'm sure, or people are irritated, what a Jagoff. But we took it the opposite way for a term of endearment. And we say, like, if we see you in the Giant Eagle, we're like, how have you been, you Jagoff? That kind of thing.
This is really interesting.
Right?
Now you have to come see Miles to Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm not
challenge
gonna
me,
say
because
anything
I am
else about
trying
it.
to think about how I can get there. I'm not kidding. Like,
That this is just so you know. This is Rachel's not really a bucket list, but a things that she
100%.
wants to be in a play. So we need to make that happen.
I
somehow along the
know.
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've done play. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to perform with like the Times from Philadelphia. My father is a musician, so I've been lucky to be around, like he'll say, like the Temptations and James Brown and people like that. So music to me is like crazy art. However, my bucket list in my 45 plus is to be on stage. So let's figure that out. Let's figure out how we do that together.
Say,
I have no talent.
YaJagoff.
I have no talent.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's hard to believe. That's hard to
But
believe.
listen, you are truly a gem. Thank you so much for coming on. We
thanks
will
for
certainly
having me.
spread the word. Question of the day. You heard Sarah's. You're looking at all of this amazing stuff. What is your, and it doesn't have to be just from here, Rainey, but what would be your, like, any festival go-to, like Vice? Like, I have to grab a blank.
Yeah, I could strudel all day.
Strudel.
As a
unique
coffee
one.
drinker, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, strudel's not bad. It's a rare though, right? We don't always have strudel.
Is that right? I don't
feel
know.
like we don't have
is
strudel all the
strudel always
time.
here?
Is
Is that
Pittsburgh
new this year?
We've always had helmets.
Oh wow,
strudel.
Rach, get it together.
Super
Just
sad
see her
that
face.
you haven't. Where have you been?
I love how deliberate she did that.
Oh,
She
man.
translated it.
Whatever. Whatever, Sarah.
And it's delicious consistently.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's a
it's-
really
it's
good,
good. It's good
breakfast
stuff.
situation. You show up here at noon, you get a strudel. It's
or hungover.
breakfast. Or
It's always a good.
always.
Are you going hot dog or nachos?
Listen, Rach, I think I could pick yours, and in a scene like this, I could pick.
Wow.
I think it's the same.
Oh.
In a place like this,
Yeah.
I'm always
Heroes.
cheese sticks.
Oh no.
No?
I just saw the Mediterranean, so I thought you were going hummus.
Oh,
I
no,
go
you're,
hummus.
You're
everywhere.
faking it to be healthy on the camera, but cheese sticks is your vice.
Oh, Vice. You're right. Yeah, as
Yeah.
a Vice, it's definitely
See?
cheese.
I don't
Who
have
says
I don't
that?
have on my bifocals, but am I reading fried Oreos?
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Whoa.
Rainy, right. Right.
That's right.
I know. I'll have one of each. TBH.
Yeah.
All right. Listen,
All
I
right.
could talk traff all day. You guys, thank you
Paige,
so much
get
for
in
coming
here.
on.
Scoot in here. Scoot in
Oh,
here.
we forgot to tell
This
them
is
that
Paige, who's
Traff
behind the
is
scene,
The
and
Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival, a production of the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust.
wait, I talked over you. Go for it.
Traff is the Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival, a production of the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust.
Well done.
4 seconds.
Thank
I'm
you.
done.
All right, this is Paige. She was behind the scenes. Paige, what is your vice?
I'm going with deep fried Oreos.
See?
that was a good one.
Copycat.
That was a good
I
one.
didn't see
Copycat.
them
That was a
at
good one.
first.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sarah. Thanks to
Thanks,
Rainey.
Jax.
And
Thank you.
thanks to the Cultural Trust and Dollar Bank for putting this on. 10 days.
And
You have
so
10 days
many
to get down
sponsors,
here.
yeah.
There's so much going on, and we're gonna drop in some music. If you're watching right now, we'll drop in some music. We'll just promote somebody. You give us an MP3 somewhere along the way.
I'm going
right?
jazz. Figure out a
Liz
jazz.
Wright.
Yeah,
Liz.
or if
Liz
Rainey,
Wright.
if Rainey has a track, we put Rainey in there.
Oh.
A particular.
I don't know.
You
This
pick-
is debatable.
pick a
It's
Liz
dun
Wright
dun
track.
dun.
Yeah,
All right. So in the
Okay.
meantime, thanks to Rorick Honda.
And Rorick Honda Summer means festivals, outdoor events, and community collaborations with Rorick Honda. Expect a pop-up parking lot event in June, the return of Little Italy Days, and the Pierogi Festival, just to name a few. Plus, you need a way to get to all of the fun, so stop by our Bloomfield location, snag the vehicle that is right for you. As always, visit RorickHonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. Come to the Three Rivers Arts Festival, take in all of this amazing art, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, Paige,
Bye.
don't turn it off because this is really behind the scenes. All right, let's do the radio thing because I don't think we got that clean last time.
So we
All right.
want to get a clip of you guys so that we could play it on the radio.
Okay.
So that we could promote it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's Tuesday, and it's time. Let's just start over again here. All right, so the TRAF, Three Rivers Arts Festival. I know you love the initials.
I am a sucker for acronyms, but I'm also a sucker for Sarah Aziz. So
Yeah.
anytime we can chat with her, especially in the summer, I'm game.
All right. So, Sarah, it's Tuesday, and there's still some time left at the Three Rivers Arts
The
Festival.
Dollar Bank
Three Rivers Arts
a
Festival.
production of the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust.
Well
that one?
done.
That
Traff.
one, that would be it.
So
You can
tell
call it TRAF
us
for sure.
what is coming up this week that we know if we don't get down there we're going to miss.
You're going to miss Liz Wright tonight on the Dollar Bank main stage. You're going to miss Betty Smith tomorrow. You got Devin Ullman Project on Thursday. Eric Krasner's and the Assembly and Dirty Dozen Brass Band are opening for the Devin Ullman Project, just in case he wasn't enough. Friday, you've got Nick Lowe, and Saturday, you've got Goody Mob, yes, with CeeLo Green, and an after party here in the backyard with Union DJing, and we're gonna wrap it all up on Sunday with Femi Kuti and the Positive Force. So you don't get down here, you're gonna miss it. It's all free. It's open to the public. Please come.
In the meantime, Rainey's with you. Rainey, tell us
Rainey's
what
here.
you guys are doing.
I
At
love the guests that you bring us, by the way. Thank you.
We're
You're
doing
welcome.
the Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater Company's Black and White Festival, or Theater Festival in Black and White, with 5 emerging playwrights of different backgrounds and cultures, matched up with 5 emerging directors from different cultures and backgrounds, and then one piece by August Wilson to celebrate him as Pittsburgh's finest. And it's running Wednesday through Sunday, 6 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday, 3 p.m., 2 matinees on Saturday and Sunday, sponsored by the Trust.
And we talked to them a lot more on this week's podcast, so make sure you go listen, because we taught Rainey a little bit about the word Jagoff.
I was just going to say, he knows a little bit about it, and there's some correlation. So he sort of teased it, which means you need to go see all of this happening at the Three Rivers Arts Festival. Sarah, where do we find more information one more time?
trustarts.org/TRAF, TRAF.
All right, and last time, question of the day. What is your vice? What is that go-to I shouldn't have whenever you are at the Three Rivers Arts Festival, or any festival for that matter?
Mine's ice cream.
All right,
Always
Rainey,
ice
what are
cream.
you doing?
I got to go with the strudel.
Strudel.
I'm
It
saying
was a toss-up.
cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks for sure. Thanks, you Jagoffs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because we aren't able to take phone calls on the radio station yet because the technology.